What's up, guys? This is a round two World Cup fight between High Impulse from the Afrabs and Alexander from Italy. Italy are up 5-2 in a best of 10 series, so another win will see them go through. I think I'd prefer the Afrabs to go through, though, because Black Bloods is on that team, and Fuga, and Lefties, and High Impulse is pretty cool. I like watching him play. He plays really solidly, and his teams are nice, and yeah, Alexander's got a pretty menacing. They both have. I guess Alexander's is like way more threatening. He can definitely catch some work from Low Pony though, because that is the nature of offense. Especially if that's Healing Wish Laddie, and there's like no other reason to use Laddie Ass over Latios. So if it's like Healing Wish to Ice Punch Low Pony, that can definitely win. Klefki obviously checks it kind of because of T-Wave being a great move. What else we got? It could be double Healing Wish with Manaphy. Might even be the Black Bloods classic U-turn Manaphy into a Pursuit user. But I think that works a bit better with... I guess it works just as well with T-Tar, but I was going to say it works a bit better with Weavile. But it really doesn't. That's just an incorrect statement. So yeah, Low Pony's a big threat, especially with the Healing Wish support, because it can like afford to just take all the Rocky Helmet damage. Rough Skin plus Rocky Helmet I don't think is a 3-hit KO, so yeah, he can attack, he can like kill the Garchomp completely just with like Fake Out and 2 high jump kicks, or if he has Ice Punch that would obviously be quicker. So I definitely expect Alex to just go into Garchomp on the Fake Out here. I don't think either player can really make a play other than that. Metacham's going to be a problem as always. Like there's Mew, which is an okay switch in. There's Reuniclus, and there's Mega Sableye, which like doesn't switch in if rocks are up. So it's just a huge threat to almost every team. At least High Impulse's team is like relatively fast, so it shouldn't be bothered that much by Metacham. But yeah, Low Pony can definitely be a threat. There definitely should be Healing Wish on this team, if not double Healing Wish. So I'm thinking, like, Rock's T-Tar without Excadrill is quite weird, so I'm thinking it's, probably banded T-Tar on that team because of the stall breaking power it possesses. And then Rock's Lando, which also gives him a good answer to Excadrill. So Lando really only has the responsibility of dealing with Metacham in this fight, which I guess is nice for High Impulse. He actually doubles to Lando there. Catches the Garchomp, but I don't really know whether that was worth it. Like, this really has to be Helmet, in my opinion. So otherwise you just lose to, like, Bishop, Low Pony, everything. So if this isn't Helmet, then I'll be surprised. But yeah, they're both going to get rocks up. Yeah, that's quite surprising. I don't think the rocks really, like, favor either player. I guess High Impulse just didn't want to take all the helmet damage, which is understandable. And if Alexander did go for the Fake Out, he gets the Rocky Helmet damage on the Metacham. So Alex doesn't want to take the Earthquake, of course, because then he'll have his Low Pony check weakened, so he goes to Manaphy, which takes nothing from a crit Earthquake, so I think that might be Rain Dance, like, bulky mono-attacking Manaphy, which is, well, it used to be my favorite set. I haven't, like, used Manaphy in ages. I never really used Manaphy, but yeah, that's a really cool set. And I guess that provides, like, some more fatness, and it's an okay stall breaker. With Amoonguss on stall so commonly now, it's not as good as it used to be. But yeah, you see here that Amir is High Impulse. His Manaphy is faster, and like that Skull did 0, so I'm really thinking that's the fat Manaphy. You can go and run a calc if you wish to confirm, but I'd rather stay on this battle screen. So yeah, Tailglow Manaphy is an enormous threat to Alexander. Like when you switch in his Tornadus T, yeah, that's not a good sign. So I guess Alex was thinking, well, I've got Klefki and Bishop for... might not even be Assault Vest Tornadus, because he's got, like, 2 other Laddie switch-ins, which aren't... Klefki's actually quite solid. But Bishop isn't a solid switch-in. What else would he need AV for? Like, Life Orb is a much better stall breaker, but I guess he's expecting that this will be the stall breaker? Not too sure. So he can. Alex can, I guess, go to FLEXX here. He does bring this right in, so Amir goes straight for Tail Glow, and if he doesn't get paralyzed here, something is dying to Ice Beam. Because if Alex U-turns, like, he doesn't get any damage, and then FLEXX can paralyze the Manaphy, but then it dies, and then he doesn't have... FLEXX's not actually that important, like, he can just... Spikes would be nice for low punny, though. And High Impulse won't be able to defog very easily, because he only has one Bishop check. Potentially two if it's Scarf T-Tar, but I don't think it would be Scarf T-Tar on this team. It's probably Scarf Rachi, so Banded T-Tar, Scarf Rachi. Okay, that is Life Orb for sure. So he doesn't have Ice Beam apparently, or he just predicted a U-turn. Because I don't think Scorb would have killed AV Torn from... Maybe it would have, I'm not sure. You can calc that too. But yeah, this is super weak now, so Alex can go into Bishop, which isn't that reliable because you have to Sucker Punch, and I guess High Impulse can't really allow the Bishop to set up, so it's not as wild as it seems to go to Bishop. Because if he gets like two Swords Dances, he just Sucker Punches everything. So Alex is pretty much forced to fake out. I think High Impulse will probably go to Lando here, because I said before, like, he only needs Lando for this. It's not helpful against Bishop. It helps with Garchomp, but Garchomp isn't... Garchomp actually is a bit of a menace, but, like, you can just smack it with a... So yeah, he goes right into Lando, but I was going to say you can just smack the Chomp with, like, a Crunch from T-Tar, and then it's in range of High Jump Kick from Low Punny. Maybe, maybe not quite. So if this is Adamant Metacham, the Lando is very likely to die to Ice Punch from here. Being the ladder hero that I am, I know all of these calcs off the top of my head. So no ground... Tornadus was his ground immunity. Yeah, if High Impulse brought Excadrill, this game was a wrap. Like, he uses Excadrill quite a lot too. So yeah, that's shocking. Like, Alex has a lot of priority, but Bishop can only kill Exca from like 70-ish with Sucker Punch, I think. And it resists this thing's priority, so... Yeah, like, Garchomp doesn't deal with Excadrill well at all. So Amir's going to pivot into his likely Scarf Rachi. That did nothing. Okay, I was thinking he might be this, because Lando, Rachi, Latias is a really nice trio that I've used a little bit. I think it's really solid. And it worked, like, obviously it works best with a Spadef Rachi. So you can pass Wishes into Lando T. Yeah, really solid. And I guess if it's Healing Wish Lati, it doesn't have Roost, and so if he, like, passes Wishes into that, it can check Keldeo a bit better. So, yeah, I really like pairing this Wish Rachi with a ground that can't heal, like Lando or Garchomp. So there's obviously the threat of Protect here, so Chomp is going to come in, and High Impulse just pivots back to Lando to take either the High Jump Kick or deal with the Chomp that's coming in. So yeah, nice play there. And this is a super easy Earthquake. Manaphy can still switch in, but then it has to sort of do too much in one turn. Like, it has to Rain Dance and Rest this turn, which is nasty. Like, there's no way any Manaphy but Fat Manaphy would take it that well. So double to Bishop could be nice here. Alex is, like, so ridiculously far behind. Like, High Impulse has... I don't know what he's got momentum, but I think his team is just better. So he's going to sack his own Manaphy. It'll live if he doesn't get burnt here, but Alex is notoriously lucky, so he does get the burn. Oh, I should probably give you some background. I don't think High Impulse has, like, that many credentials, but I think he's a really solid player. He was in World Cup last year. I know he beat Blunder, but I don't know what his record ended up being. He was on UK, and I don't think they made the playoffs, so he was probably, like... I think he won against Blunder, and then he lost, like, one game to Zoroark in some, like, recreation game thing. So he was either 2-1 or 1-2 or 1-1. But yeah, I think High Impulse is a really strong player. And Alex won the second OLT, and he's in... Oh no, he lost in Classic, but he was in, like, Smogon Classic playoffs. He got to the top 4. So yeah, he's doing really well since, I think he was banned for a while, and then he like came back and he's just been winning everything. So yeah, I was expecting this to be a strong fight, and I don't know, I just don't like Alex's team. It's way too weak to ground, and it seems to just be too... Oh, it's Ice Beam Low Bunny! Did that even kill Manaphy? Oh, that's beautiful. That wouldn't have killed Manaphy though, so I don't know about that play, especially when you likely have Healing Wish, but yeah, I actually can't believe that. Like, Manaphy isn't coming back ever, so why would he... I'm almost surprised he saved it there, but yeah, Lando's going to be a pretty easy switch in here. As Alex doubles to Clef Key, but High Impulse is all over him. This really needs to have Magnet... Like, I hate Magnet Rise Clef Key, but if your ground immunity is Tornadus T, you probably want Magnet Rise on this. So it could be like Magnet Rise Foul Play as an Excadrill lure, which would work pretty well on a team that just loses to Excadrill. This doesn't really... This is probably U-turn into Banded T-Tar as a Talonflame countermeasure, so this might have knockoff, even though I don't really like knockoff defensive Lando. I'm just saying this because he can U-turn to scout for Magnet Rise as he just goes right for Earthquake as spikes go up. I guess Alex is planning to win with Bishop, which is a very good strategy because you can force the Lopunny to take damage, or I guess you could if it didn't have Ice Beam, you could force it to take damage from Chomp. And with the spikes up, Bishop can definitely like still win by getting the Lopunny down to, I guess about 50 it would die to +2 Soccer. And he can set up the +2 on Rachi, although then he runs the risk of a Wish getting past. Alex also running the risk of timing out. The Banded T-Tar is really not going to be doing much, so High Impulse can throw that in if he needs to. Are you seriously going to time out? No, okay, thank God. So Medicham comes in, and I imagine Ice Punch, not High Impulse, will be clicked quite quickly, so yep. Lando gets sacked. Not sure dealing with Medicham is just impossible. So that Yas comes in. This is a smart-ish play. Actually, he might be Colbur HP fighting, because I got a team from Black Bloods that the Afrabs built, and it had Colbur HP fighting on Latios. So he just goes for Draco, and he's Life Orb, so this is the chance for Bishop to get going. Yeah, this is looking a bit nasty. So Lopunny checks this to an extent, but with the spikes, this is what I was talking about. Like, Alex brings this in and forces the Lopunny to come in and take the spikes, and then it's a prediction with Garchomp, whether you go for the high jump kick and take all of that recoil and then get forced out by like Fake Out on Medicham, or go for Ice Beam to avoid all of the recoil. So High Impulse does sack a T-Tar as I expected to happen soon, and it was banded. Life Orb Bish, I was going to say that's going to like help High Impulse, but this game is only going to go for another like 7 turns or something, so the Life Orb isn't going to wear the Bishop out too badly. So yeah, Lopunny's forced in, and this is I think High Impulse has probably got this because he can Healing Wish with Lati. But yeah, this is definitely a really important turn if he doesn't have Healing Wish, because if he high jump kicks the Bishop, like, Alex can't actually sack Bishop, he just loses if he doesnst have Bishop as his win con, so Ice Beam is safer than it seems, but it's also unnecessary to make that play. So yeah, Chomp comes in, and high jump kick hits, thankfully, that always makes me nervous. Now Medicham comes in, High Impulse can sack Rachi, Healing Wish with Latias, and then hopefully this won't get critted by Bullet Punch and Fake Out because Medicham is in range of return. If this is in range of Sucker Punch now, it would be a really interesting play to go to Bishop first and just like start spamming Swords Dance and try to get enough boosts to kill Lopunny even after Healing Wish. I'm just saying Healing Wish because like there's really no reason to use Latias over Latios unless you're using Healing Wish. Although his team is pretty weak to Keldeo, so like in the past I've just used Latias instead of Latios if it's like my only Keldeo thing. And I hardly ever use Healing Wish. So yep, this thing comes in. sacking Rachi. Alex can still, like, double around. Like, if he goes to Bishop here, that would be really interesting. He does. Because now you have to, like, get Lopunny Healing Wished before this gets too many boosts, and, like... this is all provided that +4 even kills Lopunny, but I think it quite possibly would. I'm just going to leave you guys to calc it if you want to, so we can go through this suspense as a family if you would rather not know. So yeah, High Impulse, how fast? Like, it's also dangerous that this could be slower, because if this is Adamant, like, most Rachis run about 245 speed on this, like, Spadef set. So, like, if you U-turn and you're faster, and Alexander goes for knockoff on the laddie, then that's super dangerous. Oh, he's Sub Rachi. Okay. Sub usually runs Fire Punch. Yeah, I think High Impulse has got it then. So Fire Punch doesn't kill. Doesn't get the burn, but he can just sub twice. And then laddie checks Medicham even if he doesn't have Healing Wish. So yeah, I think High Impulse has got this. It would have been really interesting if that was Wish Protect Rachi like I was expecting. So yeah, I think High Impulse has wrapped this up. Which will bring Afrabs back to 5-3. They need to win all of their games to tie. He misses High Jump Kick, but like laddie probably had Healing Wish, and if not it was a... Well, he killed it with Psyshock too, so... Yeah, it would have been nice to see the game without the miss, but I don't think it actually played a role in the outcome. So yeah, that was a really enjoyable game to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.